We want to welcome everyone to this second session of our training. Before the first session and after the first session, we've been interacting with each one of us on getting what we need to run through the course ready, including sharing files, sharing the training emails, and so on and so forth, and encouraging everyone to follow along. So let's just use maybe 3 minutes or 5 minutes to discuss if there are challenges getting those things that we need to walk through the course. For instance, the training email IDs, we need to use it to log into the web access of Power BI. We have the desktop client. I believe everyone has downloaded that. We also need to use it to create a report and visualizations. And then we need the email to sign into the service and then publish it. So it's at that point that we will all see the need for that email to be working and to have used it to sign up with Power BI. So if anyone didn't do that and didn't get back to us, we don't know how we are going to carry them along, because it is required for us to use it and log into the Power BI web access. So because I think when we were counting, we were now up to 20 that submitted responses confirming they have logged in. But we want to assume that if anybody had issue based on our rigorous follow-up and tracking, they would have gotten back to us. So our assumption is that everyone who didn't get back to us is good to go. So we believe that it's going to work out fine for every one of us. And so today, what we are going to be looking at is how to create reports and visualizations. We also shared the file that we will be using. And then once we do that, we know we'll be able to publish our reports. So for today, like in our email, we said that we were going to cover some topics in lesson 2. So if you look at this lesson 1, which we have showing right now, we covered up to 1, 2, 3, the first 3 topics, okay? And so for lesson 1, we are going to cover creating a report and visualization, and then work with visualization. And also, when we look at lesson 2, the lesson 2 is there is need for us to combine these topics, these first 2 topics, with what we are doing today. Okay, we will see how we would need to transform and sanitize our data before creating reports. Okay, so that's why it's going to work hand in hand. And then what we use to transform and sanitize the data is the query editor. Okay, so we are going to work with these 4 topics today. All right, so we also believe that everyone has downloaded the file, and that's they have run funded humanitarian services support. Can you see the Excel now? I've just showed it. It's what is on my screen. Can you
Yes.
confirm you are okay? All right. So
You can see.
okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to import this into the Power BI, and then we will see the problems that we usually encounter with data. I would like to also tell us that most data that we work with in real life situations, majority of them are always messy. Majority of them are always not clean. And so some form of cleaning is required. Some form of transformation is required to bring them to the point that, yes, we can use them to analyze and bring out insights. This one, this data that we have just requires a little transformation. Okay, so I prepared this so that we can use it to demonstrate how we can transform our data and then use it to create simple reports. And then once we're able to publish it, then we are good to go. So how we are going to run today's session is I am going to take it stepwise, and then I will ask us to go ahead and repeat the steps that I have taken. All right, somebody's hand is up. Yes, Ibinovia, please go ahead and speak.
Yes, good evening. Thank you.
Good evening.
I just noticed that the Excel sheets, the Excel file that you have on your screen has 3 sheets, whereas the one you sent to us or the one I got has 2 sheets.
Okay, yeah, I just created this one here to use it for the demonstration. So you can, anyone can do that and do the demonstration. So I want to clean, I want to transform and show us what we are expecting to arrive at before creating the report. So I just brought in this one. I renamed it the raw enrollees transformed. So you can do that when it's time to practice. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we are going ahead. Now, I want to transform this. And in our pre-registration or during registration, we asked for people to rate their level, their skill level of Power Query. So we are going to use Power Query in Excel to transform this data in a way that we want to use it. Then we would also show us how we can do that using Power BI. Okay. Now, Power BI basically uses the Power Query for data sanitization and transformation, and then the chart area. Okay. Now, I'm going to use Excel to transform this. What is the issue here? The issue here is that this table, this our data set, is actually supposed to be presented in a tabular format. You may look at this as a tabular format, but it does not conform to the way data should be presented. If you look at this point, right, this one is good. This is a header telling us the approach of the campaign. Here also is the groupings. Here we have the countries. So all these ones are unique and they are captured under the unique headers. However, from this point, you will see that these are dates. They ought to come under one header called date. Beloved, your hand is up. Please go ahead. Okay, was it Beloved that raised his hand? Someone raised his hand. Rashid Nuruddin. Was it you?
Yeah, it's me. Good evening.
Okay, good evening.
So good evening, colleagues. So this Excel that you are sharing, this Avron funded humanitarian support Excel, wasn't shared with us. Is this one we are using or another one?
I shared it with everyone, both on the WhatsApp and through emails.
The one I got is sales data.
No. Yes, there was one we shared during this, was it weekend or yesterday or so?
Or maybe I missed it. So can anyone help us put it on the WhatsApp group?
It's already in the WhatsApp group. Just scroll back, you'll see it.
Okay.
Mr. Roy, please, you can share that now.
Thank you.
All right. So as I was saying, we have to make this data, all these values, let them come under a single header called dates. So if we were to do this manually, it means we will bring this, we'll look at this with this one, and then bring this one under again and bring this one for the next date here. But Power Query does that for us beautifully. And so I'm going to explain that step, okay? I'm going to explain it twice. I will explain it first using the Excel spreadsheet. Then the second one, I will use the Power BI and do that. And then after doing that, we will allow us to do the practice at our end, and then we'll now come back to create a report. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I'm coming to my data. I have my data and I need to get data. So see here on this, my extreme left here, that's under data. I have please, can you confirm you can still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Because I hit the floating panel. So I want to be sure I haven't lost anyone due to network. All right, so around this point here, you will see get and transform data. So you have different options. Just the way you see them on Power BI, you're also going to see this here. All right, so we see the different places where we can get our data, just the way we saw them in Power BI. For us here, we are going to use this from a table or a range. I don't know if I told us, okay, those of you who have attended our Excel trainings, we had made mention before that there's a difference between a range and a table. So what we have here is not a table, is a range. So we are going to click here, and it's going to open an option for us to choose what is the range that we want. So this is the range that it has selected. I clicked here, see this place here, from table range. Can you see it here?
Okay, from table.
Yes, table range, yeah.
Okay.
So I click this, and I need to now select the data that I'm interested in. When we go through the Power BI, you see that all these things, all these headers here will appear, and they are sources of error. Okay, so we need to remove that. So I have selected this. Let me go down. It has selected all my data set. Everything is complete. And I am also going ahead to tell it that my table, which I am creating right now, because if you are working with Power Query, you need to convert the range to a table. Assuming this was a table previously, I wouldn't have this to say create table. This wizard here prompting me to create a table, I wouldn't have that. But because this is a range, I need to convert it to a table. And in converting to table, I need to specify whether my table has headers. In this case, yes, it does. The headers here, the approach, column A, column B, group, column C, country, and so on and so forth. So I go ahead and click OK. And then the Power Query Editor opens. Again, I want you to confirm if you can see the Power Query Editor as it has opened. Can you confirm that for me?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
So, thank you. So you see that this is exactly what we have. This is A. This is another column for group. This is for country. And then from here, we have the respective dates in columns. Remember, I told us that we need to carry all these ones, bring them under one header called dates. And the way we can do that is to flip it using the Power Query Editor. So we are going to flip these columns from January 2012 up to December 2013. Remember, this is a 24 months record that we have. So this Power Query Editor is going to transform this for us. So what it means is that we are going to have a lot of other records under beyond 54 rows. So how do we do that? Now, this is not a training on Power Query, but this is just to tell us how we can use Power Query in Power BI. Someone's hand is out. Pamela, your hand is up, please.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I'm a bit lost. I don't know if it's from my own end because I tried going, I've opened the data from Excel, but I'm not seeing the Power Query, the show query.
Please, can we all mute our mics if we are not speaking? We are recording this and it's going on YouTube. So it will be good for us to mute our mics if we are not speaking, please. Thank you. Yes, please. Okay, you said you couldn't see.
From Excel, they have run data is open.
Yes.
And
yes.
I noticed you already have 3 tabs because I'm seeing raw and rows transformed.
Okay, yes. We
As
just
that's
added
when
that.
it was recreated. Because
okay, don't worry.
my own,
don't
I
worry.
just
Don't
have
worry.
2.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Let me discard all that we have done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now let's go with the data, the same worksheet that we have, the file that we have. The one we shared, there are 2 of them. All right, so I want to work with this. Now, in this training, I'm going to create a new one. So I've just created it. You can create your own. So I'm just going to rename this transformed. So I have just added another sheet to it. Now, when I come to data here, I need to first of all click data to get my Power Query tools. So this is data. Under data, along this on the left-hand side, this is where I can connect to data, can connect from different sources. But for us, we are working with a spreadsheet that is open. And so it is a range. So we are going to use that range. I could have also converted this. I could have converted this to a table and then use it. So I come over to this point. I click this. and then it highlights. I want to be sure that all my data sets, they are all highlighted from left to right, from top to bottom. I also have the option here to tell Excel that this table that I want to create, it has headers, and these are the headers. So I'll go ahead and click OK. Now you will see at the background here, we now have a table created. You can see there is a design on the table behind the Power Query editor. This that I am moving right now is the editor. Behind it is the table that we created. And that table that we created is what has been loaded into the editor. So like I was explaining, this also represents the respective groups, the headers that we have on the table from our original spreadsheet. And so we want to bring these dates, we want to bring them under the same header so that we'll see this number 7,600 occurring for this National Campaign Group A Nigeria will come under it. And then this 1360, which is also for the same National Campaign Group A Nigeria, should now come under another this thing here, or we'll see all this January 1st, and then February will now follow under it, March will follow under it. So that is what we are going to do using the Power Query editor. Now, this column is fine for us. We're not going to make any changes. The same thing with this, the same thing with this. But this one, where the dates begin from till the end, they are the ones that we are going to transform. And so I'm going to select all of them, just like we do in ordinary, in our normal spreadsheet. I can hold down my Shift button and begin to click the other ones, the other columns that I want to select. Select all of them. Alternatively, I can select this first one.
Sorry for something. Sorry, apologies before you move, sir. This Power Query editor,
Yes.
I can't see it on I'm on that page now, right? I can see in the file now. I can see close and load, refresh and preview, property, advanced editor. But the Power Query editor command, I cannot see it. I can see new query.
Did you see get data?
Get data. In the form file, have you from file, I can see get data.
You say?
I cannot at all.
Okay, so sorry, are you using Excel or WPS? Because I have WPS Excel on my. Okay, I opened initially with WPS, and I didn't see that. I had to reopen the file using Excel. So I saw the get data and the table range under data. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Rashid, are you using WPS?
No, Excel.
Excel. Okay, so are you sure you clicked under data here?
From data, you took me to this page you have now, this file, right? This
Which file?
Yes. The file, the home, transform.
No. All of them are still there. It is not because of you click data that you see them. Once, let me discard this. Once you click this data here,
yes,
you see new things will appear.
Yeah.
So just check, if you click data, you should see things like get and transform data. You can see it.
I can see from table or range. I can also get and transform data. From data, now I went to from table range. It now took me to file, home, transform, and add column.
Well, I don't know this thing that you are
Anyway,
using.
let's go ahead. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Pamela, your hand is up. Hello, Pamela.
Yes, I'm having the same issue. I'm using Excel 2016.
Yes, 2016, it will be there.
I can see data. Under the data, I can see get external data, get and transform, but it's not, when I highlight it, it's not even showing, it's not opening.
When you highlight what?
I can, from that data.
Okay, see,
when you go
just
to
hold
data,
on.
Okay.
Please, let's hold on. When it is time to practice, then if you have any issue, you can, so that we don't waste time. And then at the end, we are not able to achieve this, so that those who have problem, we can attend to them. Is that okay?
Okay, but you're using Excel 2016.
This
what
is
version?
Office
Because
360.
in the manual, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? In the manual, a different version of Power BI was used, 2018. From the introduction, it says at some point that a current version about 2018 version was used. Now we are using a recent, the one that was sent to us is a recent app. So there are little changes. It was noted in the manual. So while the training is going on, we should take note of these changes. So that's why I'm asking, which Excel version are you using? So we'll be able to know and follow appropriately, because we know the differences between Excel and WPS.
Okay. The Excel that we are using, that I'm using, is Microsoft Office 365.
Exactly.
I'm not using 365.
So if you are using even 2013, 2016, 2019, they are all there.
There are little changes, sir. There are little changes.
Hello.
I know.
Hello from Samsung.
Yes, please.
Hello. I think from what they're saying, when you click on data, they want to see where they show this query editor. So maybe that's my thing. They want to see where it's written, but it's written up there, so they may not know it.
Okay.
Where it is written,
I can see query settings there.
Okay. What I want us to do right now is, let's hold on. Just watch what we are doing. By the time we are done with this, we will now give ourselves time to practice. Those who have the same, who can see what we did, can continue. Those who don't, we will attend to you and see what the issue is. At least we would have covered something.
I think it's better.
Because this is already 20, 35, and we haven't even gone 1/4 of what we're supposed to do. Yeah. So when it is time to practice, please, we can now look at those things, say, okay, I want to do this, I didn't see this. Can we adopt that style, please?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So what we have right now, this is the table that we have converted, okay? Remember that we went through this point, and then it converted it for us. I have discarded that Power Query, but I have not discarded this table that we created. Now, remember, I was also telling us previously that if I want to bring in the Power Query, I can use already created table, or I will use a range. And then in using the range, the Power Query will request for me to create a table. Right now, we have created a table. So when I just go straight here, that I want to now get data to transform, I click it. You see that it no longer asks me to create table, because this is already a table. Now, so this is where we were. Here we have the first column, the second column, the third column, which are all correct. But from the fourth column here, we need to transform them up to this last one. There are 24 columns representing the 24 months. And again, let me just close this, discard, and then let us know that we have about, let's see how many rows we have. See below here, there are 54 rows. So by the time we would have transformed this, what we want, the way we want, you will see it will be more than 54 rows. All right, so what we do is, again, go to table and range. We load the Power Query editor. So our concern is from January 2012. I'm going to hold down my shift button. Holding this shift button down, I'm going to click this last column so that I would have selected all the 24 columns. So what do we want to do now? We want to transform this. We want to unpivot it. So there are different places that we can do that. I can right-click on any of these. I can right-click and then come down below here and select these unpivot columns. There are 3 of them. It's either I want to unpivot columns, that means all the columns, but that's not what we want. There are some that we want to pivot and we have selected them. And so we are going to unpivot the selected ones. So we are unpivoting only the selected ones. The moment we click this, it does that instantly and brings all my months under this column and brings their respective values here. So what I need to do further is I'm going to name this. This is the month. I enter. But when you see this here, it's telling you that this is a text string, but we want it as number. In Excel, dates are stored as numbers. So we are going to click here and change it to dates. So the moment I click this change date, now it comes to the right-hand alignment. If you studied our beginners module, we talked about the visual cue of cells. The cell content, the way they align will tell you whether it's a text or a number. So by main looking, you know that these have been stored as numbers because it is aligned to the right by default. So here, this, we are going to change this name, the header, to maybe number of enrollment or number of enrollees to tell us that this is the number of people enrolled. So we can put this number of enrollees. We enter. So we are done with the transformation that we want. There are several things you can do with Power Query. This is where you can sanitize your data. This is where you can change some things that will not allow you to do proper analysis. Okay, so that is a lesson for another day. Now, okay, if your hand is up, please go ahead.
Yeah, can you scroll down? So how many columns do we have now?
It's several, over 2,000, I want to believe.
Okay, it's okay. I just want to be sure of that. So,
okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I want to bring our attention to this point here over this the query settings here. So this is the name that you can give to this your table. So let's say I'm giving it a transformed enrollees. Let's just use this. Okay, so this is transform enrollees. Just below it, you see the applied steps. Power Query documents all the processes that you are undertaking while using it. It's an editor, and so it's keeping record of all that you are doing. So if, assuming we want to undo, we can come here and undo this. So remember that here we renamed column 1, and then we change data type, and then here we rename columns. So it keeps that record. Anyone you don't want, you can exit and then it reverts back to original. Be careful anyway, so that if you come here and you uncheck this, if undoing this or exiting it will cause a disruption or a distortion in your data, the editor will alert you that undoing this is going to affect your data. So if you want it to affect it, fine. If you don't want it, you can leave it. So that's what I want us to do at our own private times when you are reviewing this. So for now, the next thing we need to do is we are done with what we want to transform. We have gotten what we want to use in visualizing our reports. So I come over here. I see close and load. There are two options here, close and load, or close to something. It brings you up to this point. What do you want to do with this? We don't want to do a pivot table or anything again. All we want, I think I have tried to explain that this is what we want to do. So I'm going to drop it as a table. That's all. And I'm selecting, we should keep it on a new worksheet. So I click OK. And then remember, we renamed it transformed enrollees. It is here. So this is the query that we have created. Now let's see how many rows there are. This is over 1,290 something. Okay. So this is what we want to achieve. We have here our month, we have here the country, we have this. So if we load this in our Power BI, we are going to have our reports in the different forms that we want. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to pause and give us time to practice. Let's use the next 10 minutes. 10 minutes is inclusive of your questions. We'll respond to them. Those who don't have questions, good to go, especially those who already have experience with Power Query, good to go. So now let's go ahead. Okay, the first hand we have is Judith. So please go ahead and speak.
Okay, please. Good evening, everyone. I started late because I was trying to work on my network. So I have this document that was sent to us, and then I have my Power BI opened. So how do I move these documents, or how did you get to the point where you went to get data and the document is showing on your Power BI? That's where I just want the starting point, actually.
Okay, we haven't started on Power BI yet. I said we were just going to work with Excel. Use the Power Query. This is just Excel. Open the worksheet that we send, the file, and that's where we are working from.
Okay, I'm not seeing that gets data. That means I have the same.
Is it open now?
Yes, it's open. I'm on it.
Go to data. See data here. After data. File, home, insert, and so on and so forth. You see data. So click data. If you click data, then you are likely going to see it somewhere. Get and transform data.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yes, I've seen get and transform data.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yes, Nuruddin, your hand is up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I've highlighted those column 3 to.
Okay, so first of all, you have seen, you have been able to locate the get and transform data, right?
Yes, I've seen. I'm on transform data page now.
Okay. So what's the question now?
So now I've highlighted those columns, those date columns now. So I want to transpose it now for the date to be under the, the way you did your under dates, all those dates falls into one column.
Click the first column where the date start from.
Yes.
Then hold your shift and then scroll to the extreme right, and then click the last one. That's for December 2013. All of them will be selected.
Yes. I've selected her.
So right click on top of any header of the headers you selected. Right click to get those options.
Okay.
Then when you go down, you will see on pivot selected. Have you seen that?
On pivot only selected.
Yes. So you're good to go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So I think we have other hands. Tefa, your hand is up. And so please, as soon as you're done, kindly remember to bring down your hand so that we won't think. Okay. Thank you. Tefa, go ahead.
All right. Thank you. So I've completed.
Okay. So sorry, Tefa, before you continue, I want to respond to Abola. Abos, yes, we shared it via email, and it is also on the WhatsApp group. Please, if you can't find it, let us know so that we'll share it again. All right, so go ahead, Tefa.
Okay, so I have gone through the process just the way you instructed to the end, and what I want to get clarification on is the new worksheet that we've just been able to transform. If you look at it, the worksheet is titled, I think, transformed enrollees. You have taken up the page, but the new worksheet that we created with the table that we transformed is renamed transformed enrollees. So for me, what I did, it came up, and what I'm seeing is sheet 1. So I'm asking, did you rename this sheet here to transformed enrollees, or it came automatically?
When we finished transforming, and then I clicked, it was, for me, it was table 1. And then I told us that we can change the name there.
Yes.
And so we chose transform enrollee, which later became the name of that query. And then when we loaded as a table, the name also came here.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me go over and see what it will give. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. So, Pamela, okay, your hand is up. Pamela, go ahead.
First of all, I will have to apologize here, or I'll have to plead with you. Some of us, let me speak for myself, not some of us, let me not generalize. I could be a slow learner, so don't be angry about it. I'm just trying to understand the steps. I'll go back and do my practice. That's by the way. I just want to confirm, I overheard Judith mention that she was able to get it. I want to clarify from her if she's using 365, because I'm a statistician and I've used some softwares, and there are so many differences. There are a whole lot of softwares. So you have to understand the one you're more comfortable with. And if you're very observant, you will know the changes. So now I noticed you're using Microsoft 365. I've never used it before. So that one is a limitation, something I need to upgrade. But I want to hear from Judith which version she's using, since she was able to get it. Just the version she's using, her Excel version. Is it 365 or 216?
I'm trying, as you're asking, I'm trying to find how to find where to get the answer to that.
No, just which Excel version are you using? Don't worry about finding it. Is it 2016 or 365?
I don't know.
You don't know the Excel version you're using on your system?
Yes, I don't know. It's an official system. I don't know. Yes, I don't know, my dear. I can't lie to you.
No
I also
problem.
do
I
not
can
know mine too.
understand. There are lots of
That's why I'm
software.
saying. That's why I asked you. I'm looking for where to find. If you know where to tell me to find
For
where the type
now,
of
I'm
version I'm
using
using.
Excel 2016.
How
And
do I
from
find
his
the type I'm using? Do you get?
okay,
Just place your cursor. Just place your cursor on the icon, on the Excel icon. I think it will show.
yes, it shows on the Excel icon.
Just place your cursor there. It will pop up.
Another way you can do is to go through your file, the back end of your product. You come to file here.
Okay.
Then you come to account. Then you will see it.
Okay, yeah,
like
Microsoft 365, yes.
Yes.
It's 365 I'm seeing here.
Okay, so is that what you are using also?
Yes, that's what I'm using.
Okay,
that's what I saw
okay,
here, yes.
Okay, that's fine. So,
Product information.
yes, there are going to be changes, but I think from 2013, most of those things, they are almost on the same side. Almost on the same side. So if you still have any issue finding and locating that, please let us know. We still have some hands up. Zira, you're next. Okay, sorry. Who is speaking?
I'm the one, please. It's Judith. Where did you get the selection of where you clicked OK? Sorry, please.
I click OK. How?
The first step you selected that brought out the selection of the entire table before you pivoted.
That's before we went into the Power Query, right?
Yes.
Click data. If you click data, you will see this get and transform.
Data. Yes.
So click this from table/range.
Okay.
But you also need to make sure that you click inside the data set so that Excel will intuitively suggest the range of what you are looking at.
Okay, yeah, my cursor is on approach.
And that's fine, so long as it's inside. Once you click that from table range, it should highlight the entire data set with dashed lines. Did you see that? Okay, while you look at that, let's hear from Zira. From Zira, your hand is up.
Yes. After creating this thing, how to transfer to the new Iroli sheet? That's my problem.
Where are you now? Where are you?
I've already created this. The change the months and the Irolis.
Okay.
How
you have
to
arranged
move
them.
Yes. How to move
okay,
it.
okay. I understand you. Now, under that property, check the name. Have you changed the name to what you want?
Property. Okay. I saw table 1.
Okay. Do you want to leave it as table 1 or you want to change it?
Okay. I want to change it.
So delete the name and write whatever you want to write.
Okay.
Then
Iroli. I've written it.
Good. Now let me bring back my query so that I can tell you what to do.
Okay.
So my query is back, right? My query editor. So you see under this file here, you will see this close and load.
File.
See my cursor on my left-hand side here?
Yes, I've seen it.
So open it. You will see close and load too.
Okay.
My own is grayed out because I've already loaded it out. So click that one and then it pops up to ask you where you want to. So you now select table.
Okay.
And then select new sheet, and then okay it. You're good to go.
Okay, let me try.
All right.
Please, why writing on that? Where did you get the query from again? Because I have changed the name to transform enrollee.
Okay.
Where do I go to next? Where do I get the query now?
Is it something like this you still have? What is showing on my system now? Is it what you have?
Something similar to that. Let me screenshot what I have and show you. Is it okay?
Yes, okay, no problem.
So that is what I have. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, okay. You are, yes, this is the Power Query Editor. So what you need to do now is, if you go, that's exactly what I try to explain now.
Yes.
Go to, you will see load and close.
It's not there now.
No. See,
yes.
What we are looking at now is under transform.
Under
next
transform.
to it, and next to it, you will see home. Click home.
Okay, done.
Then you will now see at the extreme left, load and.
Yes, I've seen that.
Okay, you're good to go, right?
So it's telling me select how you want to view this data in your workbook. It's shown as table.
Yes.
Then select where the data
table.
should be loaded.
No, just use table, and then on the new worksheet. That's what we did.
Okay. Should I click on add this data to the data model?
No. We are not modeling yet.
Okay.
So you're good to go, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
these rows, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Lillian, I go, sorry, you've been on the queue. Please go ahead and speak.
Please, I wanted to ask if,
yes.
Because I just did mine now and it all came out fine, but I'm seeing states, which I'm not seeing in yours. So I don't know whether you use the raw enroll Nigeria or just the raw enrollees rather.
Okay, now let me explain the two things. For this one, this is talking about countries. And then the other one for Nigeria is talking about states in Nigeria. So for us, what we use is the country.
Okay.
Is the country. Okay. The one for country. It's the same thing, but I just wanted us to see what we can get when we get to a point when we are visualizing as a country and visualizing as states under a country.
Okay.
All right, I think we are all good to go, even though we have spent more than the time we allotted, but we are good to go, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, all right, so we are moving ahead. Okay, it's fine. Now, the next thing we want to do is we have worked in Excel environments. So please go ahead and Control S so that you can save what you have. Now, and then also remember where you saved this file, because we are going to launch our Power BI, and then we are now going to load this particular file. Sorry, let me ask Agos, how far? Francis Agola, were you able to get the file? Are you tagging along?
Yes, I've just been able to open the file now.
Okay, I hope.
So because I even though I was following, but when you don't have the file with you to at least have something.
Yes.
So the file is open. I'm on that raw enrollees. Where do I start from? Is it the new query or what do I do first?
No, just go ahead and click data.
Okay, I've clicked data.
Then go ahead and look for get data. Get and transform data. You will see.
I've seen that.
Good. Now you will see from table/range. What we are dealing with is range. So click that.
Wait, is it? Data, get a transform data is the, okay, I can see from table.
Yes, so click that from table.
Okay.
Then it should be prompting you now.
Yes.
Good.
So where's the data? There's a create table. Where's the data for your table?
Yes, you see that it's already suggesting the entire data set, right?
Yes.
Good. Make sure that my table has header is checked.
Yeah, it is checked. Yes.
Then go ahead and okay it.
Okay.
So it will create the table behind, and then it will launch the query also.
Okay. It has done that.
Good. So the next thing is for you to transform those columns from January 2012 up to December 2013.
Okay.
So all you need to do is click the first column, the header of that January. If you click it, it's highlighted, right?
Yes, but it's like it's telling you my, hold on. It's prompting, it says my version of something is, so it's like bringing me a query editor separately. I don't know what that one means. Step one query editor. It's bringing me the same thing, but it's in different version. Let me just minimize that and see.
So it's the, once you that table has been created behind, what opens up is the query editor.
Okay.
So is that query editor that you're going to work now? Yes. Okay. You are no longer going to work on that table you created behind.
I didn't know.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, my computer is a bit slow, so that's also a bit slow. I think I need to just increase the memory. So what do I do next? Now I can see group, country, January 12.
Okay. Okay. So it's from that January 12, that's 2012. Click it, and then the entire column is selected, right? Then you hold down the shift button on your keyboard, and then scroll to the end or towards your right, to see December. So while holding the shift button, go ahead and click that column for December 2013, and all of them will be selected.
Hold on. Sorry, I will click on, I will left, then I will not drag it.
No, you don't need to drag. After you click the first one, that January, just go straight to the end. You may even not hold your shift now until you go to the, you scroll towards the right end. Then you now hold your shift before you click
I'll first click on the January 12th.
Yes, yes. Then click it.
I now press the shift.
Yes. If you want, you can click it now, or you wait until you have scrolled towards the extreme right. And then you now hold that shift, and then now click the December 2013.
Okay, I've done that. So, okay, I've done that.
So all of them are selected, right?
Yes.
Right click the selected column anywhere on the selected, just right click. And then you see the options.
Okay, I've seen the options. Okay.
Then go down and select on pivot only selected columns.
Hey, geez. Okay. Sorry, let me undo. I think I did something. I went to select on pivot other columns.
Okay, now hold on. To undo what you have done.
Okay.
Let my system come up. My Power Query editor is up now. Can you see it?
Yes.
Now come to these applied steps where I'm hovering my mouse. You will see the last thing you did there. It's recorded there.
Where is the last? Where is it recorded?
Can you see your Power Query setting just by the right hand side of the?
It's not showing, you know. Mine is not showing. I'm on the extreme right. I can't see anything.
So what can you see?
It's just that column.
No, just beyond the column, you will see query settings.
Query settings. It's not allowing me. You know, the whole space has been taken. Maybe if I minimize it, I don't know. I can't see anything. The last column has been taken. You know, when
it's not in the column. I'm talking about the entire editor.
Yes, there's nothing like this is showing. Query settings not there. It's not showing.
Okay.
It's not showing. There's something like that showing here.
Okay. So maybe we'll take a look. Let's just let's go through the Power BI, and then while they are working, let's see what we can do.
Okay.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to the Power BI. So after we have loaded this, I'm going to launch my Power BI now. Remember, I told us that we are going to do this transformation from the Excel angle and then also from the Power BI. At least doing it twice will give us a good feel of it. So you also can take time and launch your Power BI desktop. Okay, mine is up. Please confirm if you can see that.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right, that's fine. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to now get data. You can see it here again. This is the same thing that we have in Excel Power Query. Okay, so I'm going to get data. So I'm getting here, and it's taking me to my system.
How did you get the data? Is it from import data?
Yes, you can either come here or through here, anywhere, all these places. There are different places you can. Please, can we mute our mic if we're not speaking? Thank you. So I can come over here, see this Excel workbook, but simply I just came straight here. Okay, so I add this, and then you know where you saved.
So please, can you take that line again? Sorry. Please.
Here, this is the Power BI. This is my Excel, because the data we want to work on now is an Excel file. So I am clicking this Excel so that it can take me to my system. I can navigate to wherever I saved that. So here it is. So I'm going to click it and open it. And then it's going to open to where we had done in our lesson 1. That's getting data. So it has opened up to this point. Now, these are all the new things that we have added. So we have table 2, we have this, we have a enrollee transformed, and so on and so forth. So which one do we want to work with? Remember, this was the one we worked with, and we transformed it. So maybe we should just explain how this we can do the same transformation here. So I've clicked this. Whose mic is on, please? So this is the table, or rather the sheet that we were working on. So the option that I have here is either I load it or I transform it. If I load it, I'm going to get something that will give me errors. So you can practice that outside this lesson during your time. But we want to just go ahead and transform. And then it's going to load in the Power Query editor. So because I have used this before, it's saying, it's just giving us that prompt. So you now see that these two rows here, I don't need them. I don't need them. So using the Power BI to transform our data, there are a few things I'm going to work on again to show the other things that we can do while we are trying to sanitize our data. Now, these two rows, I don't need them. So I can come to transform here. Okay, under home here, look at this, my remove rows. Remove rows. Here, I'm going to click this. And then I want to remove top rows. Remember, I don't like them. They are just introducing errors. So I click it, and then it's going to ask me how many rows do I want to remove from top. There are 2. So I click, I type 2, I okay it. It takes those 2 off. If you look over here at the applied step, I remove top rows. So if I want to undo it, I exit, and then it comes back again. So I'm going to have to remove it, remove top rows, 2 rows from the top, okay it. Now, you see that these are the headers that it has created. You can see here, this is progress report for Havron funded. These are not needed in my data, but it has used that as my headers. But I don't want to see my headers here. This first row are my headers. So that's the same thing. That's the next thing I'm going to do. So I'm also going to click here. Remember, this is still under transform. I'm going to say, use the first row as my headers. Use first row as my headers. So I go ahead and click. This is the right thing that I want. Approach is a header, group is a header, country is a header. Now from here, this is the next thing that we need to do to unpivot them so that all of them can come under one header. So again, I'm right-clicking this. Now I remove my hand. I'm not holding anything. I'm simply just going to scroll to the end of the sheet. And then I can now hold down my shift button and then come to click this last one, which means I have selected all of them from the first one down to the last one. You can see they are all selected. Now, remember that I right-clicked here and selected on pivot the selected columns. But I can also come over here under my transform and then look for on pivot columns. Then I open the menu, I still see all those options. On pivot only selected columns. So there are 2 ways. It's either I right-click the selected columns and select the one I want to on pivot, or I go through transform tab. So this is what we want, on pivot only selected column. Clicking that, it brings us to what we had before. Then here is the month. Don't forget to change this to month so that the alignment can go to the right. And then here, number of enrollees. Enter. Then we are good to go. Now, I think I have done what I'm supposed to do. So I can come now and then I still have these options. So I can now close and apply. And then when you close here, it's still loading. So we are now coming to the desktop environment. Rashid, just a minute, I will call you. We just need to get this done. All right. So once this is done, you will see on my data tab here, I have the raw enrollees here. So once we get this, we are now set to run our report and bring out our visualization. So once we get to this point, I want us to open this, and then we are going to discuss the next step from here. All right, so Nuruddin, yes, your hand is up.
Yes, thank you very much. So, this second stage of coming to the Power BI desktop, where we launch the desktop, then you go and get data. Once I launch get data, either from the get data or from the Excel book, I click the Excel book, it takes me to desktop where I set all my downloads, all those
Yes.
Excel we opened earlier. On doing that, it gave me the list, the tab below. Those three tabs, I will say load, transform data, and cancel. It's only cancel that is highlighted. Transform data is not highlighted, load is not highlighted.
That's because you didn't select, sorry, you didn't select. Okay, now let me show you something.
Okay,
After
I didn't
you
select enroll data.
Yes, you didn't select
Oh,
that.
enrollee. Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Which one do we select?
The one that we want, the raw and release.
Raw and release, okay.
Yes.
So from there, we are not going to do transform again from there.
Yes.
The way we did earlier.
Yes, so you are transforming. But now the additional transformation we did was on the headers, because we had some errors there that we need to eliminate.
Then after that, you click load or transform data.
No, you transform. The data is not clean yet, so you can't load.
Okay.
But we are transforming the date, right?
Sorry? No, first of all, go and remove those null rows. There are two of them.
Okay. Yes, two. At the topmost.
Yes.
How do we do that?
Okay, so now let's take another approach. I'm going to take it slowly and you follow me as we run along. Okay, so I hope everybody's on the same page as we are going to do it the second time now. So I am loading that just the way you have loaded yours. And over here, raw and release. This is what we want. So I click transform data. The Power Query editor loads. Then you will see here under transform here, this particular transform is still under home. Okay, you see here. Can you see this? All these places that we have? We see transform here. Then we see sort. We see maybe we want to reduce the rows. We want to manage our columns. Can you see these different menus?
Yes.
Now, we want to reduce the rows. I don't know if you can see where my cursor is hovering. Can you see it? Please confirm, Rashid.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Okay. So can you see
sorry,
it?
I can't see. I can see split column. On private
can you
column.
See my cursor? Can you see my cursor? See where I'm looking at here. This under home. See
okay.
this. See this.
Yes, I can see. Yeah.
So I'm going to remove, because we want to remove these rows. They are not needed. So I'm going to remove top rows. So once you click this, the prompt will come up. Which ones? How many rows do you want to remove? There are 2. So we removed 1, 2. So you type 2 and click OK.
Okay.
I hope we are all following.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. After removing that, we see that the next thing that came here was this column 1, column 2 as our headers, the progress report as our header. These are not needed. What we want is this one that is our first row. We want to use them as our headers. So again, you come over under here, you click use first row as headers. I don't know if you can see this. Use first row as headers.
Yes, I can see it.
Good. So I'm using that first row as headers, and then it has removed all those ones that we don't need. This column 1, column 2, transform this. So we are good to go here. All you need to do is that what we did using Excel query editor, just go ahead and select, and then go to the extreme right with your shift button, press down, click that December, which is the last column, and all the columns are highlighted. Then you go ahead and on pivot only the selected column.
Sorry, before can you this last step again? Okay, go to the last extreme edge.
Yes, the way you did in Excel to pivot this one, select all the concern of the listing of concern.
All those dates. All those months.
Date from January up to December 2013. Select all of them, and then you right click and on pivot only selected columns. Are we good to go?
On pivot.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Right click.
Yes, you right click or you go to transform.
Okay, fine.
And so when we are on pivot only selected columns, all those 12 columns are now turned into just 2 columns. So we can go ahead and rename them. We can also rename this one and release.
Number of release.
Yes, but don't forget to change this month to date type. So that's we are changing the data type. So once we are done, go over to this point and then close and apply.
Which point? Okay, close and apply.
Yes, close and apply. Still under home, close and apply. So for me, I'm going to do that, and then it means I'm going to have 2 data sets here. Are we good to go?
Please, I can no longer see your screen. Is it my network?
Is it the same for everybody?
Yeah, you have two. Where I have one.
No.
Is it because it did for us twice?
I don't understand. So please, first of all, can you see my screen? You see different thing like what?
Yes, I can see.
Thank you. Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
I'm seeing different thing though.
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing pie charts.
No, pie chart where? No, we haven't started working on reports yet.
Yeah, I just did that close and apply and saw something else.
Okay, like, did you see filter visualization data, this report canvas?
Underway now.
What you are seeing on my system now, this is the report canvas that we see here on the left here.
I saw it at a point and it disappeared.
Okay, maybe you try the step again. You can close and then try loading that data set, transforming it, and then.
So sorry, hello, I'm lost. After, because I had some issues with my cursor. After trying to on pivoted only selected columns.
Okay.
So what happens next?
No, once you have done that on pivoting,
Yes.
all you need to do now is to rename them. Rename the headers.
Where do you rename
it's
the header?
either you double click the name of the header where you see what is it again? Is it variables or so? Double click it.
Okay. Okay, so attributes.
Attributes, yes. Attributes. So double click the attributes.
Okay. It now become months or something.
And so change it to months.
Okay.
Rename it to month. And then just beside it, you see that ABC, right?
ABC, yes.
Click the ABC and then select date.
Okay, date.
Good.
I've done that.
Good. So the next column that you unpivoted, you can change that value to a number, or if you want, you can leave it at value.
Okay. Can leave it at value. Okay.
But it's for me, it gives you an idea of what those values are. If it is vaccination, you put vaccination. If it is enrollee, you put enrollee. If it's number of students, you put a number of students. So I can give you, all of them are values. You understand? So give it a name.
Okay, I've done that.
Okay. So now go and then click apply and close. Apply and close, right?
Apply.
Yes, close and apply. Sure. And then it will bring you to this page that I am now.
Yeah, that's where exactly. Okay.
Okay, so that's fine.
Well, it says that pending
fantastic. Before we go.
It tells me there are pending changes in your query that haven't been applied.
Don't worry, it's going to load. Once it loads, it will apply.
It says apply changes. Okay.
It's loading, right?
Yes.
Good.
Fantastic. What is the point or the use of the first one we did in Excel? We transform in the pure Excel, and now we're going to transform in the Power BI.
It's just to tell you that Power BI is it incorporates a component of Excel. So it's just to tell you that you can transform your data without necessarily going through to Power BI. Yeah, you may not necessarily use Power BI, but just have the knowledge that Excel has that feature that you can use to transform your data.
Okay, but it's similar tax. Okay,
yes.
So sorry, let me ask now. So essentially, you have shown us two approaches.
Yes, when you are working
either
with
we take the raw data from the worksheet that says raw and release, or we transform it at the Excel level before we now get data.
Yes, because you may have a system that has Excel and you need to work on those data. So you may just transform the data, make it clean there, so that when you now go to a system that has Power BI, you don't need to start transforming the data again.
Okay.
I just saw Pamela's hand. I was going to say that the ladies, nobody said anything. Maybe they are just okay. Pamela, your hand is up. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So what if you mistakenly delete a column? Because how do you undo in Power BI? That's the question. Because I was able to get the approach, the group, the country to transform the data. Then I was trying to change that attribute name. I was trying to change the heading of that column. I wanted to change the name to month instead of attributes.
Okay. So all you need to do,
change it.
All you need to do is remember I told us under query setting, you will see steps taken or steps applied. You see the very last one. The very last one. What is it?
Remove. My own is removed columns after unpivoted columns.
So delete that remove column, and then it will bring back the column.
Okay, it's done, sir.
Okay.
So how do I now go and change the? I want to change that attribute. I want to change it to month.
You double click again. double click the attributes, the named attributes, and you can now edit it.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm happy. Let me say I'm happy.
But what's
because,
the meaning of the ABC? That ABC. What does
is
it
just telling you
describe?
that it's just telling you that the data type under that column is text. That's
Letter.
ABC text.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, but if you change it and you want date there, just change that ABC to date. You can also see date and time and so on and so forth. Those options, depending on which one you want, you select it.
If I change it to date.
Yes, just click date and then alignment will go to the right because Excel sees date as numbers.
No. I did come again, please.
You have changed the name to
no,
months,
it's still
right?
ABC.
Then, so click that ABC, click it, and then options will come up. Then go
Yes,
through the
there are
drop down.
options.
Then go and
Yes.
click date.
I'm not seeing date.
What are you seeing?
Remove other columns, duplicate, add duplicate.
No, I didn't say
type.
right click. I didn't say right click. Just click it.
Okay.
Click the ABC, not right clicking it. Just click it. Has it appeared?
Yes.
Can you now see date?
Decimal number, phone number. Okay, I've seen date.
Good.
Yes,
so just
it has
click
changed
date.
to another symbol instead of that ABC.
Okay. That's fine. So you're
Month.
good to go.
I think the symbol is better than the ABC for me.
Yes. No, even ABC is a symbol also signifying that it is a text.
It depends on what you want.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So Lillian, your hand is up. Yes, the ladies are coming up after all.
Yeah. I noticed that yours, under that data by the side here, you have raw and release and raw and release 2, and mine is showing just 1.
Yes, all of you
right.
will have one because I did it again to demonstrate so that others will follow.
Okay.
I did it again.
Okay, that's just it.
All right, so we're all good to go, right?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I share my screen? I want to show you something.
All right, go ahead.
Sir, can you see my screen?
Sure.
Yes, so this is where I am right now. So now I want to change these headings now.
So you see under transform, go up, you will see transform. No, come towards your right. Right. Again, towards the right. Good. Yes. No, not that one. Right. Come towards right. Towards your right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. See, use first rule as headers.
Here.
Yes, open it. Click it.
It's not responding.
Okay, you know why it's not responding? See,
no.
You are under this on properties, under name.
Okay.
You are, so just hit enter.
Okay. Oh,
good.
Yeah.
So go ahead and
click it.
yes, use first rule as headers. Okay, you have done that. Good.
Yeah.
So now just go ahead and unpivot those other months columns.
On pivots. Where is it?
Click there. Click. No. Come down. Under the main thing. Come down inside this thing. Inside the sheet.
Yeah.
The next one by your left.
Yeah.
Left. Yes. The under that one. Click that date, where that date is. 01,
Yes.
click it, good. Good. Now scroll towards the end, that's towards December. No, you're scrolling down. I mean, towards
Okay.
right. No. Okay. Good. See the scroll bar under your distance. See the scroll bar under. That's down. See the next one. No. Just yes. Click, continue. Just click and hold until it gets to the end. Continue. Good. Now scroll up. Scroll up now. Good. Now hold your shift button and then click that December, the last column you are seeing there. Hold your shift button.
And click here.
No. Go up and click at the header. Yes. Yes, click it with your shift holding. Good. So right click now. Right click. Go down on pivot only selected columns.
Okay.
Now attribute now. Go and double click inside attribute.
Yeah.
Yes, double click it. So rename it months. Enter.
Okay.
Now click that ABC beside it.
This ABC.
Yes, click it. Then go and select date. Good. Now go to the next one, the column. Double click that value.
Yeah.
Change it to yes. Change it to enrollees or number of enrollees. Enter.
Okay.
So you're good to go now. Go to the extreme left top, extreme top left.
Yeah.
See, no, extreme top left under file.
Yeah.
Yes, close and apply. Just close and apply. Good, yes.
Okay.
So it's going to load, and then you have what I have. So you did it twice. Look at your own, this twice like my own.
Okay, it's showing.
Okay, so that's all.
Okay. This is the second one we just finished.
Yes. So we are going for visualization now.
So where can I save it, or is saved already?
No, until you want to exit or you can also go to under file.
Okay.
Under file here, and then you can save.
Okay.
So now that we're at it, can you all save your file if you want to? Please go ahead and save it so that we'll have that report. Save it with your name. Let it have something connected to your name.
Are we saving the file?
Save the file so that you can always, yes, just look for somewhere and save it. So I have saved mine. Have you saved yours? Please type saved. Let's see saved running through the chat box now. We have less than 20 minutes to go.
Which one do we save, please?
Come to your file here and then save. Click file, then you see the drop down and the menu below, then saved. Good. We have seen a lot of saved. More save so that we can go and look at visualization. How many more are coming in? 1, 2, 3, only 4 out of 17. We have dropped. In the next 18 minutes, we should be closing. Nobody asked questions, so I believe everyone was tagging along. Great. Yeah, we have seen a lot of. Pamela, yes, go ahead.
Okay. So I've saved.
Good.
I actually want to ask, under that, there are 3 things unpivoted with columns. Wait, let me go back.
On pivot columns, on pivot only selected columns.
Yes.
Those 3, yes, it depends on what you want to do. Now, assuming you have 100 columns, for instance, and you have 5 that are good, instead of trying to select the 95 columns, you can just select the 5, and then you now say on pivot other columns.
If I have 100.
Assuming you have 100 and you want to transform 95. Are you getting it? So it will be difficult, not difficult, it will take you time to select all the 95. But it will be easier for you to select 5 and then tell Excel to now unpivot the other ones that are not selected. You have selected some, and so let him go ahead and unpivot the other ones. So that's the one time you select unpivot other columns.
Okay.
Good. And then if assuming all your columns, they need to be unpivoted. So just right click and say unpivot columns. That means you're unpivoting all of them.
Wait. So if I'm getting you right, you said if there are 100 and I want to transform 95.
Yes.
Out of that 100.
Yes.
So that what I'm visualizing, I'm going to be seeing.
Not visualizing yet. What you want to transform, you need to make, you are trying to put the table, a data set under proper
Okay,
headers.
we are still cleaning the data. We are still on transformation stage.
Yes. We are only after we have transformed that we can now begin to talk about visualization. We haven't started visualization. Yes.
Okay. So at this transformation stage now, instead of me to go ahead and I want to clean 95, instead of me to go ahead and clean and I want to transform 95 out of 100, so it's better I select 5 and do on pivot other column.
Exactly.
Then the 95 will, instead of doing 95, I should go through. Okay.
Just select the 5 and tell Excel to go ahead and unpivot the other ones that are not selected.
Okay, which means if I'm going through the long way, it means I'll have to go select 95 and
exactly.
That will be.
So that's why you have those 3 different options. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So we have a lot of saved, right? Yes, saved. Anga, I'm impressed. You haven't said anything and you're tagging along.
Yes, so I've been following.
That's great.
Yes. I think somehow others have been asking those questions I need to ask, and I've been tagging along.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
That's fine. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's good to go. And we haven't seen, Okay, Mirabel, your hand is raised. Please go ahead. First of all, I'm glad that you're able to join, Mirabel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Actually, mine is not question. Just to confirm from you that the link to this class will be shared for, especially for those that didn't join early, like myself.
Okay, sure. The recording, right?
Yeah.
Certainly, we will.
Okay. And also, I haven't been able to get the link for the first one. If you can also share that as well, I'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we are now going to look at the visualization. This is where the fun begins. Now, what we have right now is the report page. And just like you, as usual, you see where your commands are at the top. And then also you see another set of commands on the right-hand side over this side. Now, if you look at my extreme left here, where my cursor is moving, you see this file. Just under it, you see 3 different icons. Now, this is the report view, which is what we are seeing. The next one is the data view. So you look at the data that you have. See this one, this is the enrollee. This one is the second one, the enrollee 2. So this is the same thing. Now, when you come to the third one, this is your model view. I hope we'll find time in the tutorial to look at this. All right. So, but right now we are looking at this report view. Now, when you come to this right-hand side, I don't know how your own Power BI version is. I have filter here. I have visualization in the middle. I have data at the extreme right. Now, each of these panels, they have their respective fields and icons. For here, the data side, we have what we have loaded. Remember, when you are done cleaning your data or transforming your data, you click apply or close apply. So when you apply, it comes here. Now, this filter is just like slicers. If you are familiar with pivot table, you introduce your slicers so that you can be viewing items filtered by filter or element by element. Then here, the visualization, we have different segments. Just below my own, yours might be different. You have the building visual segment. And then here you have the format. So this is what you use to format your charts or your visualizations. Just the way in an ordinary Excel, we have chart elements where if you click, you see a lot of things you are going to do. So for Power BI, this is what you use to format, and this is what you use to build. Then under here, the good thing again about Power BI, I want to believe most versions, is if you select any visualization that you want, it will bring out the different set of values it requires to produce that visualization. For instance, now, if I say I want to present my report in stacked bar chart and I click this, it's telling you it needs data for y-axis. You need data for x-axis. You need legend. You need small multiples. You need tooltips. Don't worry yourself. As we go along, some of these things are self-explanatory. You will see them. And then this is the report canvas here. We can drop one report here, drop several reports on this canvas. So this is page 1 of the report. And under this page 1, we have different sections on the canvas that can contain a number of reports. Now, if assuming this is what I want to showcase my report using bar charts. I click this, then let me open my data here. This is my data set. Remember in our lesson 1, we talked about data set being the recipe, being the ingredients that you use now to do the meal that you want to make.
I can no longer see screen.
Is it the same thing for everyone? You cannot see my screen?
No.
We can see your screen.
I can see your screen, sir.
Okay. So, my dear, maybe if it's network or something. Sorry about that. So clicking this data, these are the different headers we have in our data. Remember the approach, remember the color tree, the group, the month, and then the number of enrollees. Now, let's come over to this point again. Here, I can click and drag and do whatever I want to do with this report on the canvas. Like I said, I can drop a number of reports here and so on and so forth. So now, this is what I want. Now, the good thing about Power BI is I can go ahead and click any of these headers, which are the data set or the data field. I can click any one and it automatically put it to where it fits that is best, or a kind of suggestion. If I don't like it, I can remove it there. Now let's see. I click approach. You see my approach? Is it anywhere here? Can we see it here? We don't see anything here, but it's here on y-axis on its own. And at the same time, it has placed it on the filter here. Can see the filter here. So that means if I want to see the grassroots value, I can check here. If I want to see the national, I can check here. If I want to see the regional, I can check here. Now let's go back to the data again. I click country. If you see on my report here, it has placed my country under legend. Look at it here, over here, under visualization, country under legend. It has assigned legend. Let me make this thing bigger. You see the country. So, and the report is telling you that this report now is for approach and country. The country already, we have their legend with their colors. Then let's look at group. If I click group again, it has also brought the group under another filter here. You can see my country is filter, under filter, group is under filter, which means if I wish, I can look at a group, I can look at a country, I can look at approach. Now, when I now bring in the number of reloads, which is what it used to, because these are numbers now, it's going to use it to create the visualization for me. I just simply click it and it has brought it under X axis. You can see it, the sum of number of enrollees. Now, if this is what I want, I can go with it. If I want at this point, I can simply come and start changing these visualization types. Say I want it like this. What of this? So you just be clicking different ones. It will be changing. It will be changing. If it comes to a point where it requires additional data, it will tell you. So you see, now you usually will go for the visualization that you are very familiar with, which is in line with the type of data that you are you are writing report on. Now, let's look at, there's something I want us to do finally before we go and practice this. Your system may not be set to visualize on maps. So this is my map here. I'm going to click this map. Now, what it's supposed to do is supposed to bring out the map of the world, focusing on those areas where the countries where we have on our data. Already you can see that this is how they are. We have, if you remember what we have Kenya, Ethiopia. Do we have that? Let me look at our Nigeria, Niger, Cameroon, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone, okay, Benin Republic, Togo, Mali, Kenya, Zambia, Zaire, Botswana, South Africa, DRC, Sudan. So all these countries that are here, you already see them on this chart. Your own may not have that. So what we are going to do right now is, at this point, try and do that. Let me also let us know if, assuming it is not set for you, you can go at the back end and set it up. So what you do is you come over to your file and then go to what's it called? Options and setting. Go to options. Then under options here, you come to, where is that again? Is it preview features? Preview features, and then you will click shape and shape map visual. Look at it here. So you need to check this. There are instances that you may need to check two places depending on the version. So if this is it, just go ahead and check this. This should work for everyone. Okay. Preview features, then shape map visuals. You check it, and then you'll be able to visualize with map. Then I know a lot of us will be playing around with this. Now, assuming there is a particular visualization you want to use, but it's not here, you can click this and get more. Import from a file if you have it on your file, or you get more. So I'm clicking get more. You need to be connected to internet so that it can bring you to the Power BI visuals. So you can get that. You can decide to choose this tachometer or anyone that you are very, very comfortable with. This box and whiskers and so on and so forth. So let's go back to where we were. All right, so this is where we come to the end of today's lesson.
So
we have covered, just a minute, Rashid. We have covered transformation and data cleaning. We have covered working with reports, how to bring your data to the point that you need to do your visualization. And if you continue, like I said here, this may be number one report. I click out, and then I can come over here and click another one. Say, I want to use a pie chart. The pie chart is there, and then drop my, okay, let's say I want to also look at the countries. Gives me this because there are so many countries. What if I don't want countries? I just want to see group because there are fewer groups. I see this. I can also click outside and then come over here and let me say I want to use donut chart. You see it here. I can also move this around. If I like, I can make anyone bigger. Remember that this is working on one page. So if you have a lot of report that you are going to write, so I have done this, and months. Okay, so I think for this one, you may require 3 different datas, line, while, legends. Okay, there are several other things that you can work around here. Let's say we need this, or we need this, whatever you need, so long as you're able to interpret it, you can create a lot of data visualization here. If I want page 2, I can click page 2 and go ahead and begin to also build. Say this is what I want to build, and so on and so forth. So if you bring in any visualization that does not match, it will tell you it requires so and so. So if I want to remove this, all I need to do is click here, more, and remove, and then look for another one. Thank you. So Rashid, yes, you wanted to say something?
So you say you want to import more visualization from outside Power BI. How do you click?
Not
how do you get more?
It's within Power BI, but on their app, on their visual app page. Click here, you see get more here, these 3 dots here.
Okay.
You click this, then you see the different options here. Click get more visuals. Once you click this, it takes you to the page. So this is just like the store where they have the Power BI visuals. A lot of people manufacture, like this one is Cloud Fonts Technologies. This one is June Charts, and so on and so forth. They prepare and then they come to drop it here. So you can come here and pick.
Yeah, thank you.
So thanks everyone. I think this thing was easy. If we come to this point, the remaining ones are easy for you to navigate through and from. Yes, Pamela, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, please. We can hear you.
I actually followed what you did, but it appears that my own, maybe I should share my screen.
All right, go ahead.
Oh. Sorry. Can you see my screen?
Not up yet. Okay, while you share your screen, Lillian's hand is up. Lillian, please go ahead and speak.
I wanted to ask, I saw that is in yours now. After clicking on that, the stack bar chart, I was thinking those things under data, that is under the raw and release, came out on their own, but it's not. I don't know what else you clicked that brought it out. That is the field where that is under data now, the raw and release.
Yes. You just need to, after you have selected the type of visual you want to use, then go and click any of them, and then it will automatically insert them to where they need to be to give you that visualization.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that mine is not showing. So I don't know if there is something else you click that brought yours out under data.
No. You see, if there is that V, click it and then turn it downwards.
Oh, okay.
Did it happen?
Okay.
If you click the raw data so that you can face that V downwards, it will open up.
Wait, the raw data. Okay, the V downwards.
Yeah, just click it. You see, it shows you that there is. Good.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So Pamela, it's a blank screen we are seeing.
Yeah, I think I'm stuck.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry. I will
Okay.
try to figure it out. If
All
not,
right. Thank you.
let me not delay the class.
Okay. Thank you so much. Amaka,
All
thank
right.
you very much for commending the class. We are happy that everyone enjoyed it. So, friends, we have come to the end of today's session. Hopefully, we are going to share this thing tomorrow morning so that we all can have access to it. Please review it. Please go ahead and try out a lot of things. I wish to hear someone tell us that I tried something else and then I got this wonderful experience and different learnings. Let's go beyond. See, there's no way we can go step wisely the way we are going, and then we cover the entire thing in 5 weeks. It's not possible. So there are things we need to do collectively in a group. There are also things that you as a student need to go and do. Please, all that we have demonstrated, go and study them, review them, explore more. You have the handouts. So please go ahead, read through, and then make more discoveries. Lillian, your hand is still up. Thank you, Rashid, for commending us. We appreciate that. Lillian, is that the old hand or new one? Okay. So, gentlemen and ladies, thanks so much. Have a wonderful evening rest and a great.
Oh, please, I have a question.
Hello, okay.
Sorry. So sorry, please. When after you did one visual, like a bar chart, I saw that you did another one, like maybe a pie chart severally, and I'm trying to do that. How do I do that?
After you have done the first one, yes. Click outside. Okay. You see, after you can see my screen now, right? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. After I've done this now, I click outside somewhere on the canvas here, and then I go ahead and get a new one. Say I'm using the shape this, and I'm going to get my this is so this is a new thing I'm doing.
Okay.
You understand the hand? Just click outside and then go ahead and start building. All right, thanks everyone again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.